Wichita is experiencing its biggest transformation in decades, with over $1 billion being invested across the city in 2025. From massive infrastructure projects to new entertainment venues, the Air Capital is evolving at an unprecedented pace. And by the end of this video, you will have the complete insider's guide to everything new and coming soon to Wichita in 2025. So whether you're looking to invest, relocate, or just stay informed, missing out on these new developments could mean missed opportunities. I'm Caleb Clausen, your Wichita insider for all things real estate and new development. I'm a born and raised Wichita native, and I'm excited to share all the new things coming to our city. Now let's dive into what makes Wichita one of the most exciting cities to watch in 2025. Let's start with the foundation of Wichita's growth, which is a $730 million investment into infrastructure, which is totally going to reshape how the city functions. A big chunk of this is a $500 million investment into the new water treatment facility in Northwest Wichita. The new facility is replacing the 80-year-old facility with new advanced filtration to meet future demand. It wrapped up construction in late 2024, and it's currently undergoing testing, but once complete, it'll be serving over 500,000 local residents in the Wichita area. And a cool thing about this project is it created over 1,800 jobs during its construction, and 77% of those contracts went to local businesses. Next, let's talk about the North Junction Highway upgrade, which is the intersections of I-135, I-235, and K-96. If you are a Wichita native driving north at any peak time, you know this interchange has always been a spot that gets congested really fast. And this $230 million project has added new inlet and exit ramps to greatly improve the flow of traffic in the area. This has been a fairly long multi-phase project, but many of the new ramps are already completed and in use today. Now let's talk about phase one of the East Kellogg expansion, which is set to start later this year in Q4 of 2025. The aim of this project is to convert US 54, also known as Kellogg, to a freeway from K96 to Onewood Drive in Andover. That means they will be adding new inlet and exit ramps as well as overpasses that will greatly improve the flow of traffic heading east-west in the area. Lastly, I'll talk about the Air Capital flight line expansion. This is a 111,000 maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility on South Oliver, and it has a completion of early 2025 or late 2026. And the goal is to address many of the growing aerospace maintenance demands for the area. So overall, these infrastructure upgrades are attracting a lot of economic investment, which brings us to our next section. Now let's talk about Wichita's economic and commercial growth. Wichita has seen some of its biggest commercial investments in decades, potentially bringing thousands of new jobs to the area. One of the biggest investments is the potential Integra semiconductor plant coming to Bel Air, Kansas. This $1.8 billion facility would be located at K254 and Rock Road, bringing over 2,500 jobs to the Wichita area. This is exciting because it represents a huge tech industry advancement for the region. On a similar note, Novacast Cybersecurity is planning to move their headquarters all the way from California to downtown Wichita. This would add about another 100 high-tech jobs, and it's exciting to see an established cybersecurity operations center move to Wichita's core. Next, let's talk about Walton's Inc. headquarters in Bel Air, Kansas. They have a new 100,000 square foot facility in the Sunflower Commerce Park, but they plan on doubling capacity by May of 2025. This is good to see because it demonstrates that the manufacturing sector in Wichita is growing at a rapid pace. Lastly, I'll talk about the $12.5 million CE Machine aerospace expansion project. CE Machine supplies companies like Boeing and Blue Origin, and they're planning to add about 96,000 square foot of manufacturing space. That's good for Wichita because it will obviously add a lot of new aerospace jobs in the area. Now, with all these new jobs coming to Wichita, obviously the housing sector has to expand at a rapid pace to keep up, which leads us into our next section. Wichita's housing market is seeing unprecedented growth, with over 1,500 new units being developed across the metro area. If you drive around the outskirts of town, you will easily see all the new construction and communities being added around the area. For example, Goddard has added over 550 new units in just the Celtic Ridge and Aspen Village developments. Similarly, Mays has added a lot of new homes, with over 390 lots between the Coves and Oakmont. Bel Air is also developing rapidly, with 100 new single-family lots at the Landing and 147 new duplex units at Skyview. And with all of this new development, it's exciting to know that there are affordable housing options being developed in Wichita. One of those being the Market Center building, which will be 114 income-restricted units in downtown Wichita. Another is the Union at Purple Heart Trail, which is 240 affordable apartments set for early 2026. But if you are looking for more high-end living, just know there are many luxury apartments being developed across the city. One of them being the Ovation apartment complex in Northwest Wichita, which is adding 252 Class A units to the area. Residents here get to experience all sorts of amenities like pet play areas, pools, clubhouse, workout facilities, and a whole lot more. Another one is the Ballpark District near Riverfront Stadium downtown, which is adding 181 luxury apartments for those looking for more of an urban lifestyle. You'll notice that many of these new developments are centered around downtown, which is experiencing a lot of its own change and new things coming to it. Downtown Wichita is getting a complete makeover, which is building on over $1.7 billion in past investments. A lot of the changes are outlined in the Downtown Wichita Action Plan. This is a 10-year roadmap the city developed with a firm called Sasaki, who is a global urban planning and design firm. And they've got over $760 million in the project pipeline with the goal to enhance connectivity, cultural assets, and infill urban developments. Next, the downtown Riverfront area is getting some exciting new changes. The Ballpark District is a mixed-use development with a hotel, rooftop lounge, retail space, and the Riverfront Amphitheater. We're also seeing phase 1 of the boardwalk being developed with over 72,000 square foot of mixed-use building space housing 40 residential units. So a revitalized downtown means new places to explore and places to visit. That transitions us into our next section. Wichita's entertainment scene is about to level up with over $165 million being added in new venues and experiences to try out. One of the most exciting being the $25 million expansion to the Exploration Place, which is currently under construction. They're adding an outdoor playscape along the Arkansas River, as well as a 1,500-seat amphitheater. This will just further enhance Wichita's premier science center, and I know my kids will have a blast. Next is the Golden Circle Casino coming to Park City in the old Wichita Greyhound Park. This is a $140 million gaming and entertainment complex, and it's set to open later this year, September of 2025. It'll be interesting to see this large venue back in use, and it'll add another entertainment destination for the area. And some of my favorite things to mention is a couple of notable dining locations being added to Wichita in 2025. Some of those are Raising Cane's out on the west side, Hawaiian Bros in the Plazio, and Culver's in northwest Wichita. Or for something a little bit different, you can try some gourmet toast at Toastique on the east side. Over $550 million is being invested into Wichita's education and healthcare facilities in 2025. One of them being the Wichita Biomedical Campus. This is a partnership between WSU and the KU School of Medicine. It began construction earlier this year in February of 2025 with the goal of creating a healthcare education hub in downtown Wichita. Next is the Psychiatric Hospital at One Rise. This is a $101 million facility in southwest Wichita, and it has a capacity of 104 beds. Construction is planned to start in 2025 with a completion of late 2026. And the goal of this facility is to address the critical mental health needs across the city. Next, let's talk about some upgrades coming to the WSU Innovation Campus. NIAR is opening a 170,000 square foot hub for advanced manufacturing with a target open date of late 2025. This massive facility will house specialized labs for aviation and advanced materials research. And to complete Wichita's 2025 transformation, the city is enhancing a lot of its green spaces and recreation options. Wichita is becoming greener than ever with over $3 million invested in parks and public space improvements. The first of these is the Crystal Prairie Lake Park, which is a $2.6 million pedestrian and bike path that goes under K96. This will connect Hoover Road to the park's interior, enhancing connectivity to this local green space. Next, the Pawnee Prairie Park is getting some upgrades with over $400,000 being invested for trail repairs and usability improvements, ultimately with the goal to preserve this local nature area. There are also a lot of local playgrounds receiving renovations this year, two of them being the Central Riverside and Evergreen Parks. The upgrades include new ground surfacing and inclusive equipment to make sure that recreational space is inclusive to all children. Now that we've covered all of the major upgrades coming to Wichita in 2025, let's discuss what that means for you. These new projects are creating thousands of new jobs across different industries like high-tech, construction, healthcare, just to name a few. The infrastructure improvements are being done to improve the city's efficiency as well as meet the increasing demand over the next 50 years. On the housing front, there are affordable units being developed as well as high-end luxury apartments, meaning that the options are expanding for people at every income level. And finally, the quality of life in Wichita is going up overall with enhanced parks, expanded entertainment options, and a more vibrant downtown, which all contribute to a better everyday experience. Construction will cause temporary disruptions in some areas, and maintaining affordability amid rapid development remains a challenge the city is actively addressing. I've been monitoring Wichita's growth for years, and I can confidently tell you that 2025 represents a pivotal moment in our city's history. The combination of downtown's revitalization, tech growth, economic diversification, and the quality of life improvements is creating a perfect storm of opportunity for residents, businesses, and investors. So whether you're looking at buying or selling a property, starting a business, or you just want to stay informed on all the new developments, I'm here to be your trusted source for all things Wichita. You can contact me by phone or email shown here, or just look at the description for more ways to connect. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.